Hi, I'm Jennie,
And I'm Haley, and this is My Messy Message,
the
the
podcast.
podcast.
Welcome to My Messy Message, because this is our messy message, and it is a fucking shit show. So,
But it's fun.
it is fun. We're drinking wine at 3:52 p.m.
No, I've never really seen many SNLs.
All right, well, here's what we're gonna do. Fuck it, let's do it live, because that's when that was fun. Oh my God, Haley Marie. Well, if you have that, I have this. Jeez.
I guess it doesn't matter. Who cares? This is things vintage.
This thing's my messy message. So welcome to the podcast. I'm literally sipping my Boda box, which literally I needed today. It's 4:05. I'm like, if I don't have, I know she's tiny. She's a tiny. Cheers, baby.
Cheers.
Oh my God, I'm so glad we're doing the podcast today because literally if we if we were to do it last week, I would have come on here and be like, oh, hi everybody, let's be spiritual and talk all the things.
Yeah, and that's a part of you, but we're so much more fun.
No, I'm just pissed off at life right now.
I'm just angry.
My mood has changed, and I just feel like I'm constantly in my headphones right now, and I've changed from listening to God, Jesus, and Country or whatever the Ann Wilson song is. Not that I don't love you, Ann Wilson, I do, but now I'm G-Eazy and Me, Myself, and I, and oh, it's just me, myself, and I.
I love that song.
Gonna ride until I die, cause I got me for life. I was literally before you jumped in the Zoom, I was just sitting here banging out just stupid fucking TikToks.
I love that. I love it. We need it, girl. I
need the music these days. But you know what? Also, Haley, this has changed my mood drastically. As I was gonna say, as I pretend to speak into my bluey hairbrush microphone.
What is that?
But I have a real microphone here. I used to walk around the house and I was cleaning and doing whatever and just zoning my kids out because these are noise canceling. Clutch.
Yes.
And I'd listen to murders all day long. And recently, I don't know why, but I was like, oh, let's change the vibe and actually listen to music and music that you like. Totally different human.
Literally, I'm not kidding. I'm always an advocate. Music can change your whole life, but it changes your mood instantly. Sometimes when I'm feeling funky, now that I'm conscious of it, I'm like, nope, we're going to put some music on. And even if I'm not in the mood, even if I'm totally pissy, I want to be sad. If I put on uplifting, well, I say uplifting, I use that word loosely.
We're going to talk about that in a minute. You and I's version of music is a little different.
Yes. So choose your version of uplifting. Okay. It works. It was so sweet. Emma, the other day, we were talking about something. Well, actually, this was a couple months ago when she was getting into trouble. And she was like, are you going to ground me from my headphones? And I'm like, no. First of all, what kind of mother do you think I am? You're never, ever, ever going to be grounded from music, ever. You need that. What do you mean? What? No, absolutely not. You're not going to be on your phone. You might not be watching TV if you're grounded. But music?
Yeah.
If you take music away, you're left with just ding, 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 ding. That's not always a good thing.
100%. But also, neither are murders. So I don't know what the fuck I was thinking. I literally... You would laugh. My lash girl, she gets me. But I was like, hey, let me just put my headphones on and just listening to a family massacre on Peacock, which is when your own family members kill you. And then I just expect to come out and be in a fucking good mood.
Yeah, no, absolutely not.
Honestly, I loved it. I was like, bitch, you killed your dad. But okay. But no, okay. I'll rewire because now I've gone from I had my week last week where I was like, let's just go back to the music that makes you feel good. Spirit lead me where your trust is without borders.
Oh, I love that song though.
I do too, but I can't sing it for shit, clearly.
You could, but
not right now.
You were not prepared at this moment.
Not right now. But my point is I've totally just 180'd into this BB Rexa version of myself. And I think it's your fucking fault. I really do. I do.
Thank you.
I'm watching your TikToks. I'm watching what you're doing. And then you're yelling at me for not knowing who Cardi B and what was the other one? Sweet Jessie, Jamie, I don't know.
Jessie Murph.
whoever you sent me, and I was like, we're in two different planets.
First of all, I'm getting behind anything Jessie Murph does. Anything.
What?
Anything she does.
Okay.
Anything. I'm here for it. You need to look into her. However, the fact that you don't know who Cardi B is actually concerning. Like, I started to get embarrassed. Like, should I not know as much as I do? But then I realized, no, like, she has a Grammy. You should know who she is.
I probably, okay.
You never heard, get a bucket and a mop for this wet ass pussy.
No, I haven't.
Oh my God.
I need a drink after that one.
What are we gonna do with you?
Well, I don't know. I've been this like sheltered little. No, I'm not sheltered the fuck
at all.
Just kidding.
You know
I used to be.
This is it. This is the other thing I realized, and I was talking with Matt about this. First of all, it depends on what platforms you're on. TikTok has all the new music, all of it. Like, they tease their songs on there. Mm-hmm. It's trends. Like, you pick it up quickly because you're hearing it over and over again. So then automatically you go to, and TikTok has that really cool thing. I sound like I work for TikTok. Has that really cool thing where, like, you can add it directly to your Apple Music.
Oh.
So, like, if you're, I don't know, I know I didn't know that for the first few months, but if you find like an audio that you like, or it's like an actual song, you can click add to Apple iTunes directly through there, and it goes right to your iTunes account.
Oh, well, hot damn. Okay.
So yeah, I just make playlists of TikTok songs that I like, that I come across, and then I put them on when I'm doing boring shit like the dishes. And then before I know it, I'm cool again.
Okay. Well, I'm not. So I'll start there. And I think our algorithms are just a tiny bit different.
Literally. I was telling you, I was telling my daughter Emma, I was like, hey, have you seen this new TikTok? And she's like, Mom, I think we live on different sides of TikTok. And I was like, oh. You see, Emma's my Taylor Swiftie. Yeah.
My girl.
She is not into Cardi B. She is not.
Could you imagine, though, if Emma saw your TikTok? Does she see your TikTok?
Oh, she sees them. She even follows my secret account, which is now not secret because I
went viral.
Posted. And it's only because I accidentally posted on the wrong account. Like, that one was supposed to be for gluten-free food. I was like, I uploaded it and I was like, shit. So, oh, well, whatever. Nobody's going to see it. 60,000 people later, I was like, oh, no, I'm cooked.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, she follows it. But honestly, I think this is the thing, too. Like, I've always been that way. Like, I don't know what that way is without sounding totally insensitive. I've always been very, like, I love hip hop. I love R&B. I grew up in an all black school. Like, that was what I literally listened to.
I'll say it. You're an inside out Oreo.
Thank you. I am.
It's a compliment. Just as the same feel. Like, I get it. I teach Zumba. Like I love a different style of music.
You're a caramel. You're a caramel.
I don't know what I am, but I love it.
Well, you know what? I mean,
Mark Anthony, my baby.
I've dressed up as Nicki Minaj for Halloween like every year for like 10 years. So it comes as no surprise to my children that I also like Cardi B and Lotto and, I'm trying to think of some more names.
Every day I'm hustling. Who the fuck you think you're fucking with? I'm the fucking boss. 10:45. Right, that's fucking Ross.
I love Rick Ross.
I love Rick Ross. But see,
and
this
his
is
beard.
Oh, okay. We're not going to go there, but our Mats will get offended. But my point is, stop. My point is, babe, is that I think, what's really cool about you and me, and I've known this from day one with us, but like, we don't see anything except the intention and the energy behind everything that is put out there. And it's the way this music makes us feel. And that's why I felt so embarrassed the other day, because your girl's in the music industry. Like 90% of my friends are really cool musicians. I'm not trying to name drop, but I'm like, how the fuck am I not paying attention to all the aspects of it? And I think that that's what's kind of different. And like, I think everybody's life, that's like, I was literally going to ask you this. I was like, wouldn't it be so funny if like every week we put out our podcast, like Haley's, or not podcast, playlist, Haley's playlist and Jennie's playlist, like based on the mood.
Yes.
Because it's like, I feel like, because just like Emma said about the different sides of TikTok, it's the different sides of the music industry as well. Like for so long, I've been in this corner of country music and Christian music and that's like just where I've like fit my mold because that's how I write.
Yeah.
But well, and songs about abusive fucking assholes.
Yeah.
Because I have a lot of those.
Yeah. Well, you draw from your experiences.
You draw from your experience, but that's what I'm saying. But because of all of this, it's like you've literally changed my mood. Like I don't know. Like I feel like it would like kind of bring different energies in. And I feel like
that's what I was gonna say. I think that's why I'm drawn to those female rappers too, is because they give they shine light and give space for women to be like, yeah, fuck you.
Yeah.
Like, fuck you. I don't have to do this. I don't have to say, okay, sure, no problem. God bless. Like, you have, I mean, in certain situations, you might want to. Yeah. Just saying, pick your battles. But it's like, I think that's what it is too. Like, I love it because it's empowering. That's what it is. It empowers you to just be free to be who you are, whether that's country, whether that's, you know, like quiet, loud, like it doesn't matter. It's like saying we can be whoever we want and we don't care. It's like, have you heard Lizzo's new song, I've been fat and I've been skinny, bitches still ain't fucking with me? Love it.
I love that line.
Me too.
Right there.
Right there. That's it. It's like, that's what I'm talking about. Is like, she's coming out and saying like, I don't give a shit. Yeah, I'm skinny right now, but I was the shit back then too. So like, mind your business.
Well, and that brings me to like a whole nother like chills moment because you and I are on separate spectrums of life right now. I'm over here texting you like, I'm weighing so much. I've had the hardest time, Haley, with my like self-image lately. And then I look at you and you're like slaying the game over there, but you're going through your own stuff and I'm going through mine. But it's so interesting how like body image and like even just showing up to do this podcast today, I'm like, I
get it. I get it.
First of all, I'm a hoe for Lex Pro, okay? And like that's a t-shirt. I saw it. I'm coining that off of someone else, but I do not think that I would be able to do my life without it at this point.
Yeah.
I'm also a hoe for Boda Box. Like that makes me the happiest when Gonzalo shows up and bring me Boda Box because I couldn't live my life without Boda Box, to be honest.
No, you have to survive through certain seasons and with some of that come changes.
And that was that. I also put that in like our intro to the podcast post because I was like that for me, it's like, it's not, how to explain it? I'm not in the survival of needing to quite literally survive like I was in that marriage. Like I did not know if I was going to wake up the next day. That's very different. But now I'm in this survival process of like, how do I just like wake up and just feel normal or happy or okay? Yeah. And I think that again, that music and everything has changed me. But I wanted to say this too, because you and I are like on different pages right now. You're over there. You're like, oh my gosh, I need to gain weight. I'm like, I need to lose weight. And at the same time, we support each other, which is absolutely fucking beautiful. But what a fucking mess we're in.
I know, but I can relate to that so much because honestly, it hasn't been that long since I literally wasn't sure if I was going to wake up or not. I had already come to terms with the fact that I probably won't, or I might not, or like I started preparing myself in a way that like I started worrying about the things that you worry about at the end of your life because I didn't expect it to happen so soon. And so now I've like transitioned. I'm finally getting some of that squared away with my health. And so now I'm trying to just focus on me and just like what you said, it's like finding those pieces that can bring yourself out and like learn to love whoever you are in this moment. Like I lost so much weight so fast. It was like everything just sagged. I felt like literally a walking skeleton. And it was hard because every single time you walk up to people, or especially if you hadn't seen them in a while, it's like they feel like it's a compliment or something. Like they're like, oh my God, you've lost so much weight. You know, and you're like, I know, I see myself naked. I can't sit down in the shower. I like in the tub, like it hurts. Like, you know it, but it's like, it just feels like, it's like, no one would ever say that to someone that had gained a bunch of weight. Like nobody's gonna be like, oh my God, you know, like nobody would say
Could
that.
You imagine if people just walked up to me and like, oh, you used to be 105 pounds and
like,
bitch, holy fuck. Like, at least you got some tits and some ass. And I'm like, yes, I did, but they're saggy as fuck because I've had 2 children. So thank you.
At least you got something. Swing it over your shoulder and get to work.
Honestly, what's the hardest part for me is like, I'm like mucking the stall and I'm like, I don't know what to do with this.
Arms don't even come together.
I don't, because they're so fucking low, and I'm just like, this is terrible, and I like constantly, like, I'm just like, I don't know what I'm supposed to. Listen, I'm also terrified of boob jobs, so like, none of anything that I say matters right now, because I'm just like, should I lift it? Should I, like, what do I do? And I'm at a loss for fucking words.
Oh, me too. I want tits more than anything on earth, but I have poor wingtails.
Have you read their, like, no, I just wouldn't do it anymore.
I'm not.
That's not. Bitch, you won't even fly on a fucking airplane. Are you kidding me? And you want to get breast implants?
Oh, no, I just want them. I'm not.
Do not. Do not. Do not.
I'm not. And at least when they're small, you can just roll the skin up and put it in a bra and pretend like you have some. So I
have to roll the skin up to put it in a bra because I'm like, you're so fucking big. I don't know what to do with you.
Get your ass back in there.
Sorry, Matt. I apologize for airing out my dirty laundry. But this is mom talk. Like, this is literally not mom talk. Let's not be confused with the Secret Wives of Mormon Lives.
Speaking of, I know this isn't our jam today, but I have watched a few episodes. So at some point, we got to chat over a few things whenever I'm going to refresh and watch some of the more current episodes. But
I was going to say, are you on season 1? Okay. So yeah. Oh, you're in the beginning.
Yeah.
Listen, I love them. But do you watch Real Housewives of Salt Lake City? I was going to do, because you know, like Roni, Beverly Hills, like all that, they're all like RHOBH or whatever. I was trying to do RHOSLC, and I was like, I can't find that in my brain, but it's Salt Lake City. So they do a lot of crossover, which I love, because Heather Gay wrote that book, The Bad Mormon, and like all that fun stuff.
Oh, that's exciting. I love a good book.
But they're very similar. It's like a lot of the stories of the Mormon Church, and I am not in the Mormon Church, so I don't know, can't speak to it, but it sounds like a fucking reality show. Like, the whole church, I feel like, needs its own reality show.
You know what's so funny is, even growing up here in the sticks, we had a small community of Mormons that went to high school with us, and they would meet for Bible study every single morning before school. I always thought it was so weird that they couldn't drink sweet tea or like Dr. Pepper, like they didn't do caffeine.
Nope.
And I'm thinking, like,
then they have their soda shops. Like, they don't do alcohol. They don't do, but they do swingers.
Yeah. I'm going, like, I just don't. And then even the soda shops, like, I have seen the menu. They have Mountain Dew on there.
Oh, yeah. Well, hello, Taylor. I told you. I said go to Taco Bell and get Taylor Frankie Paul's. It's the Baja Blast or whatever it is with the coffee creamer in it. And Taco Bell picked it. Oh, my God. It's so good. It is.
I'm appalled. So and I'm a Mountain Dew fiend.
It is so good. Like,
I've quit my dues. I haven't had a Mountain Dew in probably a full 30 days.
Sweet girl, I love you so much. I don't think I've ever had a Mountain Dew in my life prior to order. I had to order it because of Taylor Frankie Paul.
Did you love it?
I loved it with the coffee creamer. I don't know what it tastes like without it, but I'm gonna tell you, it was delicious.
Oh my God. I got chills just now thinking about it.
Oh, do you miss it so much?
Is this what it's like for meth?
I think it's like, I literally, what does it matter? It's the same thing with my wine. I'm like, every day I'm like, I am going to quit you. And then I'm like, I'm going to quit quitting. I'm so sick of quitting you.
I know.
And then I walked into the liquor store the other day, and Kristen, she's behind the bar. She has Pomeranians. I told her about that. Why do I know all these liquor stores?
I was going to say, wait a minute.
I'm friends with everybody. No. What happens is when I go shopping at Nature's, I just go over to Kristen because she's right there. Like, that just makes sense. But then when I'm in a pinch and I need a delivery, then I, go to Sandy D's. So so I walk over to Kristen. Wait, where was I going with this? Oh, I told, this was back in, I think it was January or whatever. And I was telling her about, I've given up alcohol. I think I was at like day 27. She goes, nobody likes a fucking quitter. Like, but I would appreciate if you quit quitting. And I was like, that's such an oxymoron. Like, I'm so confused by you. So she hands me a package of the non-alcoholic White Claws that I walked in that store asking her for. And then she's like, and your Botox is right over there. And I was like, fuck you.
Yeah, come on.
But at the same time, I was very appreciative because I was like, yeah, I missed you too much. So.
Yeah. Well, we got to do what we got to do.
Survival. #survival.
That's right.
Oh, okay. So.
It could always be worse,
Well, and you know what? My mother tells me that all the time. She was like, you are a badass every single, and I actually kind of love that, and I feel like you need to hear this too, Haley, because I feel like my mom has kind of become your mom's ears and mouth too. But like, we get up, we work hard, we get through our day, we raise our kids, we do absolutely everything for our families with very little help from anyone else.
Yeah.
So if this is the one thing that I have, well, I have two, that and Diet Coke, and I'm so sorry about Mountain Dew.
I know, it's okay, it's fine.
You'll find something else. But
I already did. It's been replaced with this.
Sorry. Matt would be very happy.
Well, I hate to say it, but Sprite, you ain't shit. Sprite, you ain't shit. Sorry, I had to. It's not.
It does not. Well, anyways. Okay. So my point is we get through the day. What are like some of the things that you've experienced today?
Go on.
Besides going, okay, go. I can't even talk about the fact that you went viral just cursing out a commercial.
Having a total meltdown, like a 2-year-old. And everybody was like, yeah.
But explain it, because I'm not from North Carolina. I'm from Virginia and Georgia and Florida and Rhode Island and Hawaii and wherever the fuck else we lived. But what about this ad was so terrible?
Because it first of all, it has not changed in probably, how old am I? Don't worry about it. So like 20 years.
Okay, so it's like that 86775, like
yes.
Yes.
Except it's this man named Crazy Kevin Powell, and he has a car dealership. And the entire commercial, he goes, "It's crazy, Kevin Powell," but he's like screaming it at you, like hollering, and he does it over and over and over and over. Yeah, it probably is. I mean, I'm sweating just thinking about it. And so I got in my car yesterday just because I was getting ready to try to record a few TikToks before I hit the road. He was screaming at me.
Influencer, everyone, influencer.
I know. Did he get that? And prior to this video, I had 77 followers. So,
Haley.
So anyways, I'm serious. And I got my car to just record some videos, and he was on the radio, and he pissed me off. Like, it really pissed me off. And I already had my phone set up, and I was like, fuck it. So I just started recording. And then I accidentally posted it on my gluten-free food account. So I didn't even post it on the right account to begin with. But apparently those people were my target audience because they loved it. Like, I'm not kidding. Let me check it real quick. It's still going wild.
Oh, I bet. And it's TikTok. It ain't gonna stop, girl.
I have 67.5 thousand views and 843 comments. And literally all but like 3 were like, yeah, fuck him. I'm so sick of this. Like, finally somebody said something good. I think the thing is like everybody thought like we had to lay down and take it. And so now we're like, no, fuck that. Notifying the fucking radio station.
I was gonna say, how in the world does this keep going? I was in radio. I know exactly what that is. It doesn't make sense.
It's so
they still keep playing this shit.
That's what everybody keeps saying. They're like, so how many millions of cars is he selling to purchase that much airtime? And then it's like, not only that, he's on all the popular stations. Like, he's on 104.1, 104.7, 95. Like, you can't escape Kevin Powell.
Okay, so hold on, pause. Let me play devil's advocate. He fucking lives in your brain.
Oh, he does.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. But I don't know if he knows that is that a good thing or a bad thing? It's like when you go to
now, based on the comment section, the amount of people that said I would never buy a car from that man solely based on what I have to listen to. No, baby, you're losing pennies every day. And not only that, but I'm pretty sure we need to let the radio stations know that people are literally fucking fleeing from their station the second his voice comes on. So, like, stop selling
software for that. They have software. They know what ads play. I know. I had a radio show.
He's fucking somebody. Because he is still on there.
Okay, I cannot. Well, I feel bad, but I'm over here like now I gotta Google this dude because
that's what people were saying. They were like, I live in North Carolina, but I don't know who he is, and now I'm so fucking sorry I Googled it. Like somebody was like, I literally packed my shit up and moved to Raleigh. I can't take it.
867. What is it? JG Wetworth. Call JG
yes.
Wetworth.
877.
Cash now. Cash now. 877. Cash now. Yes. Oh, I see, but we're not plugging them. Okay.
Jesus no, absolutely not. And the thing is yes, it's ingrained in our brains, but I'm afraid to go there. Like, what if he yells it at me in person, or what if it's like playing over the loudspeaker when I go in to buy a car? I'm not doing it. I'm not even going by there, especially not now. I'll probably get shot if I even rolled up. Everybody started tagging him in it, and I'm like, oh fuck no, guys.
Did they really?
Yes,
they tagged him in it.
Yes,
the because I was like, the octave might okay, bring it down. Oh boy. Okay. All right. Yeah.
Well,
what are we here? We're here to heal people, and we're talking shit about Kevin Powell over
well, that's what. And then of course, you got that one person that's like, well, he's a really wholesome person, and so then I was like, fuck. Now I feel bad, but like,
and he might be the coolest like grandpa on the planet. Like, fuck yeah, you want to scream into the radio? Go for it. You did it 20 years ago, and it was probably cool then, but it ain't cool now, bro. Grow with the fucking times. Well, that's what you and I are doing.
So many people are like, ew, who still listens to the radio? And I'm like, bitch, me, I'm poor. What do you mean? I don't have Sirius radio. I don't even have an aux plug. Like,
oh, Haley. All right.
Do you know how old the jack is in my car? It's a headphone jack, like the little. Who has one of those on their phone anymore? Not me. So I have to get an adapter just to listen to the music. So yeah, I listen to the radio until Kevin comes on, and I want to gouge my ears out. It's so bad. The amount of people are like, no, immediately no. I turn it off and ride in silence. Immediately no.
But okay, so the 3 people that asked about the radio, then there's clearly a lot of people that still listen. So
890 other people were like, yeah, fuck him.
Okay,
we're sick of your shit.
Personally, love the radio, and it's not just because I have friends in radio, but I think it's a diehard. It's not gonna die. It's gonna die.
I hope not. I love the radio.
Well, there's too many platforms now, and just like podcasting has become a platform as well. Yeah, Alex Cooper, like everybody listens to it, and now that Sirius is really plug Alina has really done some amazing, incredible things. Shout out to everyone that doesn't know my best friend since 3rd grade is incredible. I feel like I can't believe you guys haven't met yet. That just feels weird to me.
That is weird. We have to plan a girls trip.
We need that. We need that with Rosanna and Jen. Like, we just need to like get our girls together. But honestly, Haley, I'm gonna be a little selfish here. Like, Jen has a reason to come up to Jersey City, and everybody else lives here for me. So
then we should
get up here.
Yeah,
we're gonna do a New York City day. It's gonna be amazing.
Oh, it'd be so fun.
We need it. I feel like we need it. And not on top of that, like, our lives have been so absolutely insane. I feel like nobody really knows about our lives, but you've got like 700 kids. I've got 2.
Well, they sometimes act like 700. So
I know you've only got 5, but my point is, do you hear that?
Oh no, I meant your 2 sometimes act like 700. Like, it's hard, even with just 2. Like,
they're batting down the doors right now, quite literally.
Oh, mine was
they want a freaking popsicle. I know it. Oh my God. Okay. Well, that was a nice intermission. Thank you, children, for wanting not 1, but 2, not 3 fucking apple juices. So yeah, 700 kids feels like 2.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. What we were saying is that even 1 child is too many. I'm just kidding.
Even 1 dog is too many. Everything is too much at this point. But for real, like, you and I go through so much alone. And I'm not trying to talk shit. Yeah. But like, I feel like it feels so much harder just alone. Like, period, end of story. Like that. Yeah. It's too much to bear. But I also feel like I personally, for me, I'm going to like a serious note. If we were just talking about pecker
gnats.
Goodness. I don't know. I think it's been really hard for me. Like when Millie or Avery like hits or whatever, like I feel like I'm in such like a trauma response these days because it's like
Yeah.
nothing's fucking easy. And I feel like I also get mad at myself for having this expectation of like where I thought I should be at 33.
Yeah.
And I am still floundering. Like
Yeah.
I don't know where my life is going to go. I don't know what I'm doing. I am
Yeah.
starting obviously this project and the other projects that you're aware of. Like I just feel like there's so many things in my life that are like up in the air and I'm like, damn, I thought I should be like way more solid at the age I'm at.
Yeah.
And I thought I should have my shit together. Like I thought when I had kids, like I'd know how to parent and I fucking don't. Like I am doing everything that I physically can to love my child and to be there for my child, but like you do all the things and then still things never work out. Like Avery was in a crib at 6 months, and Millie was in a crib at 6 months, and now they're both sleeping in my bed. Like to the point where like Matt's sleeping on the couch and it's like I'm confused. Like how has this, but it's like that's what I'm saying. It's like you set yourself up for success and it still winds up being what others would call failure. And I feel like that's my life right now. It's like I'm in that, right? And I think
pause on that, because you say set yourself up for success, but really all you're doing is setting yourself up like for what you've been conditioned to think success is.
Fair.
And so, honestly though, if you look at it, like, because I have moments where like I'll go to, Papa J is my guy, and I go to Papa J and I'm like, I don't know what I'm going to do. I can't get my kids to stop drinking their bottle. I feel like I'm failing. And he's like, Haley, you're with your kids. You're attentive to them. You play with them. You spend time with them. So what if they're in your bed? Would it not be worse in some aspects to be, to make them feel like they weren't welcome? And so like it depends on how you're looking at it. And like, of course, there's all those discussions about like what's the right thing to do, but like the right thing to do is what's best for each individual child. So we set ourselves up for what we think everybody should be or is doing, and the reality is they're not. The amount of parents who will admit finally when they have a safe place to admit it that their kid sneaks in their bed, or that they whatever whatever it is, we all have to like chill out on all of the expectations we put on ourselves. Because what kind of funk does it put you in when you realize, oh my God, that I didn't give them a bath today, I suck, or oh my God, and it's like, but if you flip that mindset and you're like, but we played outside all day, we made memories all day, they had a great time, the bath can wait. Like, and so I'm with you, because I'm having to retrain myself even through literal therapy to say it's okay to change it. Yeah. It is totally okay to be different from what you thought you were going to be at this stage, right? Like you and I both know that time is not real anyways. We made it up. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And
100%.
Especially when you look at the scheme of things and the way like spirit works and the way that God works, is it's not like we are on our human timeline. It doesn't mean it's our soul's timeline. So like while like we beat ourselves up for being in our 30s and feeling like we should be so much more successful. Mm-hmm. But imagine how many people's lives you've touched. Imagine how many, how much your kids know without a shadow of the doubt that you love them more than anything. Yeah. Like, think about all the people that grew up in our generation whose dad was at work every single day, who they never saw, who provided, who, had their shit together. But do we even know them? Like, do we get to know our dads? Did we get to know our moms in the way that we would have wanted to? Like, had my mom been able to be a stay-at-home mom, she would have. But because I think she felt like she had to keep up with everyone else, in the neighborhood or whatever, in the church groups or in the schools, she went to work so that I could have that $300 prom dress, so that I could have a eclipse when I turned bag. No offense to the Eclipse drivers. I just thought I was shit in that car, and I wasn't shit.
I got it.
But so it's like, I think that part of the mindset just has to be acceptance for like where we are. And like, it sounds so cliche to say like enjoy the moment. Like, I'm so sick of hearing that, because some of these moments are not fun. Like they're just not. But you're doing the hard work by being there with them and by even considering any of this. it shows how much you care. So it's like trying to just like take a step back and stop putting so many expectations on everything. Like it's a fine balance though too, because right, like you want to stay motivated, you have to push yourself, you have to get up and just do it sometimes. But on the other end of it is like giving yourself grace for the moments that it's really no big deal. Like it's all the pick your battles thing. Like, you know, if you don't have a dog in the fight, then don't worry about it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I literally just saw an orb fly across your screen and I was just like, hi, Sandy D.
Either that or it was one of those damn pecker gnats.
No, it was okay. No, we're not discounting spirit. I just like literally wrote it down. I was like, remind Haley to go back and watch that because that's how I felt like you were channeling your mom as you were saying all that to me too. It's like what she'd, but correct me. I feel like that's what she'd want to tell you too.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Because the amount of times where I guilt myself, like I'll say all the time, I'll start the negative thought of, and this is like a pattern for me that I'm trying to break, is that I felt like my mom was perfect. Like I felt like she had the perfect balance. She had the cleanest fucking house. Yep. She was kind. She was compassionate. She was funny. Like I felt like, but aside from her personal qualities, she made mothering look so easy. So easy. It was like her natural given ability to just love me, even though I was such a shit. And so I guilt myself sometimes because I start to think that negative pattern. And I'm like, God, I'll never be like her. And she's like, right. I had one person to focus on my entire life. Yep. You have 5 and a very different life. So stop judging yourself and trying to compare for all the little things, because I feel that feeling of like, yeah, your house is messy, but I wasn't out here doing bold things. I wasn't out here like just not afraid to be myself. Yep. Like there's so many other things that we should be patting ourselves on the back for that are not conventional success, but it's hard as hell. Like, you know how long it took me to get comfortable just being in front of a camera? Like I didn't feel like I belonged. Like it was like, no, I can't do that. Right. You know, and it was like, well, why the fuck? You would be like, why the fuck not? You know?
I said that so many times. I'm like, girl, what do you mean? Because the conversations you and I have are so organic, and like I recognize the space that we could have together on this podcast. Yeah. And so I honestly wanted to string you along, but I totally I feel it to my core. Like I get it. Like I think at the end of the day, we're always just questioning if we're doing good enough. Like as a mom, as a anything, like an entrepreneur, as a wife, as this, that, the other thing, like whatever modality that is. And 90% of the time I feel like I'm failing. Oh, me too. I hear what you're saying. I think that's the hardest part, is to accept that, like, so we're showing up in all these areas and we're giving 110%, but then when it comes back to it, it's like, well, then what do I have for myself? And I think that's why when we started this podcast today, I was just like, I'm in a fucking different mood because I'm so fucking angry at myself for letting myself be so, and I'm not even just talking about the normal things or the things that like obviously I want to do, care about doing, but I'm like, I'm so tired of giving 110% to things that don't give
everything else
4% back to me. Like
exactly. No, like, 100%.
Why am I trying this? Why am I doing this? And I'm not talking about my kids. And let me just like clarify for you guys. Like I don't care what attitude my kids showed up with. I will love my child till no end. Like literally, that's not what I'm chit-chatting about. But I do feel like life has depleted me in so many different areas, and I'm so fucking tired. And I think a lot of that comes back for me personally. I think for you too. But like that, the trauma of it all. Like you have your mom, I have my, you know, last relationship, and we've both seen a lot of death. Like I feel like we've had a lot of things that have just like, I always go back to the TikTok that you and I keep sharing with each other. It's like, why are you so funny? It's like trauma. Yeah, it's trauma.
Well, this is what I'll say about it is I had a moment finally, like in the last year or so, which, you know, when with working with all of the Helene stuff, I had a major break, like spiritual breakthrough. Like I felt like I just cracked wide open, and I finally felt thankful. Like I actually felt gratitude for all of the hardest things I'd ever gone through in life, because I knew it had ultimately prepared me for that. Like it, not just in a way of like preparedness. Like I think we think of like, okay, then we'll be fine. Like we'll be okay preparedness. No, this was like, I could reach in and help people that I would have never been able to even empathize with in the first place had I not gone through a lot of the things that I had gone through. And so when you do find, and like, I think I remember telling you, like, there was a point where I was on the side of the mountain and I literally, like, there was 3 times I should have died on that trip. And I finally just took my hands off the wheel and was like, okay, like if this is it, I'm okay with that. You know better than I do. If you have to take me, take me. Like, I understand. And when you finally reach that side of trauma, though, there's still a lot of work and like constant daily reminding that you have to do. But it really is so eye-opening to see that, like, God literally only puts us through what we need. Like, none of our suffering is for naught. Like, we're all, everything that we're growing through. Well, I'll say that you have 2 choices. You can survive it.
Yes.
And grow through it and grow with it and come out different on the other side. There, you know, we're given the opportunity with those traumas to choose what we're going to do with it. And I think that's really important because I focus on survival so much. And at one point or some points, that's all you can do.
100%.
But you have to be aware of the fact that you want to actually learn from the trauma and not just make it to the other side and be like, whew, because it's still tucked in there if you don't. So,
yeah. And I think you and I are not one of the few, but like we are self-aware enough, like to see that if we don't deal with it now, it's going to come out in some way, shape, or form eventually. Yes. And I think even in that survival, I think for me personally, I can only speak for myself, but like my first instinct was like just to numb it and like push it down to the point where like the only thing that brought it out of me was like therapy and EMDR and like all of that stuff. And once it started to like come out, it was like the fucking floodgates. And I was like, shit. And then, but then again, my first instinct again, and I talk about my relationship with Botobox, like it's not unhealthy, but it's the only thing that and Lexapro that have actually helped me just like sustain being able to like kind of raise children while still in the midst of like grieving and the intense trauma. And you just went through this with Helene. So I'm 8 years out and I'm still having fucking nightmares. And like, although apples and oranges, right? Like it
doesn't really matter though. Trauma it doesn't trauma.
Exactly. And I think that's the thing. And I speak about this a lot, like in the workshops and things that I teach, obviously, but like, you could get stung by a bee and like have a horrible allergic reaction and have the exact same emotion around it that you have that I've had being in a 8-year marriage where I got physically assaulted and sexually abused and emotionally just pummeled. It might feel the exact same like that because think about it, a bee, like, this is terrible for my anxiety too, since I'm allergic to bees.
I know. I was
Let's just like throw that out. I'm not going to manifest that, but like I will say, like, because you're scared of it, you're anxious, you're worried about it, you're looking around, you're always on edge, and you're always on guard, and that kind of like infiltrates into your daily life. And I think for you and for me, both of where we are right now, it's like, how do we deal with just kind of getting through each day in a positive manner, like dealing with our kids positively and not letting like when Millie just turns around and just like smacks me across the face, like my jaw is still fucking broken, which Heinz, thanks. But like, how do I not react to her in the way that my trauma wants me to? Because my trauma is like, oh, fuck this shit. I'm not going to let this happen again. And then I'm like, she's 3 and she's not him. She's 3. And she's not him. So it's like, it's honestly like dissociating, but like also compartmentalizing, then like putting all the different pieces of what's going on in my mind in separate places. Yeah. And then just like showing up in the world with a fucking smile at preschool.
Yeah, but that is exhausting. Hey. Like that's exhausting. And I think that's part of it. It's like the work that we have to do with that is exhausting. Like the fact that you even have to think through those scenarios every time and then get yourself centered again and then still reach back out with kindness the next time you want to communicate with this person, or you know, it's like it's so much more work than the normal person. That I say normal, I think there's so many more people that don't even realize that they go through what they go through, but it just rolls right off and it's like, what's the big deal? Like, why are you freaking out? You know, like they're 2, they're 3, like whatever. And when you don't get it, you don't get it. And like, thank God for you maybe, but you're not
No,
learning any lessons.
to speak to your point, I totally understand what you're saying, because I feel like nobody knows what happened behind closed doors. Nobody knows what the person is reacting to based on whatever trauma that they've had. Whether, like you said, it's like a bee sting, or it's a horrible, relationship, or it's a death of someone that you love so much. And I think that's what we're kind of talking about today with our messy message, is that you don't understand or you don't know what anyone's going through. So, like, be kind to people, except for Kevin.
Yes. Except for you, Kevin.
I'm kidding. But I really do feel that way. I feel like if we could all have compassion for just everybody's situation, like you and I have like worked together for so long, like we know clients, we know business, we know everybody has like an expectation or a timeline on how everything is supposed to go in life. And as we were just talking about, like, even as moms, we have that expectation and that pressure that we put on ourselves, but we're also carrying so much of that trauma that we're working with and like dealing through. And like I was just saying, like, even years later, it's like, it's bizarre how I'm still in the trenches of it.
Yeah.
And then also, not for nothing, to kind of go back to what we were speaking about, I find it kind of interesting how my trauma has made me feel so connected to people too. Because there's a part of me that, like, when it all happened, I'm so afraid of, men or people or whatever opening up in this kind of platform, which I'm sure we're going to get a lot deeper. But I've also found that, like, the people that show me kindness and like genuine, authentic kindness, I feel that now. I feel that, like, when someone comes into my space or my energy and they're actually there for me, not what I can offer them, give to them, do for them.
Yeah.
I find myself so much more open to that. Like, I feel like I almost like want to welcome them into like my friend group or my life or my energy, because I'm like, oh my God, like, you actually see me, not from anything else, but you see my heart. And like, I'm so much more attuned to energy. Yeah. Now, after trauma in so many different ways.
Yeah. 1000%.
But that's the thing. I think all the trauma I went through kind of made me who the person I am today is. And I think that's kind of what you were just saying. It's like, if we didn't go through it, we wouldn't recognize it. And then we wouldn't recognize not necessarily the good versus the bad, but I think that you and I can kind of sniff out pretty instantly, like, who's around us for the right reasons now, and who's there to kind of, I hate to say use and abuse. Damn, girl, I can't talk to you without getting a little bit of twang.
I think you're right, though. 100%. It's like you recognize that, like, even down to where, like, I can visually see it in people now. Like, it radiates from them. I don't know if it's their aura. I don't know what it is, but I can tell instantly that they're a good soul.
Yeah.
And it's like, and you can tell, like, there's a difference in frequency between genuine kindness and fake kindness.
Yep.
And to me, it's so obvious. Like, and I recognize it in myself. Like, you think about like your phone voice, right? Like,
yes.
Your phone, I'm like, and then I'm like, oh my God, but I know that. But it's exhausting to be that aware. But at the same time, had we not experienced the trauma that we experienced, we would have nowhere to base it. Like, where's your baseline? How do you figure out, and how do you know what to do? Right. Like, even when my friend Cheryl's dad passed away, it was like, I knew how I needed to show up for her. It wasn't like, oh, I wonder if I should cook her a meal. Like, no, she needed to get to her family. She wanted a friend just to ride in the car with her, to pick up a family member for the funeral. And you recognize that for someone to ask you to do something in that time of need, that means something. Like, that's not just like they're bored. It's like, I'm trusting you with this task because it's so meaningful,
Yes.
So you're able to be there for people in a deeper way and in a more meaningful way, in a more genuine way.
And not for nothing, Haley, I feel like your energy put that out there for her to be able to feel like you're a safe space.
Absolutely.
And I think in this world, especially with social media, like, showing up and being inauthentic is the worst thing that you can do, because you're trying to paint a picture of yourself. And that's why I think you and I have both, to come full circle, why we wanted to do this podcast, is because basically, like, we're putting it out there that, like, we might appear to have these amazing, wonderful, perfect lives. But behind closed doors, like you and I are still working through trauma from last year, 4 years ago, 8 years ago for me, or I mean 16 years ago when I was sexually assaulted by my boss. Like I'm still working through that today. Like we're not perfect.
No, it doesn't just go away. You learn how to deal with it, and you learn how to acknowledge it. You learn how to respect it. And you learn how to continue to move throughout your day and apply that in new situations.
And how to be moms and be our moms.
That part I'm still working on.
Well, honey, but that's what I'm trying to say. I think you and I are both like, we're just like constantly like a work in progress, and to like have a podcast, which was so like, this is why it took me personally a while. And I actually think you very similarly, you to get on camera more so, and like to be, I've been doing this for a while, clearly.
Yeah.
But for me, I was like, I have to have everything figured out to give people advice. And I'm like,
yeah,
that's the opposite of what people need right now. Because the thing is I think that like you and me and our generation and just like our community is like, nobody has anything figured out. Like, I don't know how,
like, we're not here trying to give answers. We're trying to make you understand you're not alone.
Exactly.
To give like a relatable factor to what you might be going through. It doesn't mean we're going to be able to tell you how to figure it out, but we could say, you know what, girl, me too.
Like literally, Haley almost got fired today, and we're going viral.
I'm gonna have to literally keep my mouth shut.
No, but I think that was my point. It's like, this isn't like a podcast for like, I don't know, having the answers, because I don't feel like I do. And Haley, I love you so much. I don't think you do either. And I think that's you and I go off of each other so well. Like our morning 8 a.m. phone conversations, which by the way, for anyone out there, don't call me before 12. But Haley.
Because she's busy speaking.
Quite literally. But Haley can call me whenever, because we had the best conversations on your way to work. Like I feel like it's like the best, and we just like go off. We're like, well, I'm dealing with this, down to like having piano tuners come to our house at the same exact fucking time. Like no one else in the world can have these kinds of situations, but you and I can. And I just think this is like literally our messy message. Even me not knowing Cardi B.
That's such a letdown. Honestly,
sorry. I feel like I just disappointed you and Emma. I really did. I'm sorry.
No, actually, now I'm kind of excited just to like share her with you.
I'm a little scared. You're gonna like, next thing I'm gonna be doing is like twerking or some shit. Do you see how the chair literally just blocked that? They're like, no one wants to see that, Jenny. No one wants to see that.
Week you're gonna be a different flavor.
Oh, we'll see. But I feel very excited about this. I feel like life be life, and as Sarah says, we're in different moods, but it's all going to be good. And I'm excited that we're able to just like put our foot in the door of this first podcast episode and see where it goes from here. Because I guess the one thing I want to say to the people that are watching, listening, this is the first. So bear with me through our very, 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 very messy message. But we'll get there, and we're going to find our groove, and we're going to find the things, because Haley and I have been talking about this for, I mean, we had a full-blown business together. I don't know if you guys know this, but like we had a candle company. We've gone through it, but we've been talking like this for literally years. So we have so much that we want to cover and talk about, but I think it's really important that we just kind of started here and just kind of like free balling.
Free balling? Yeah. I like that reference.
Isn't that what it's called? Like,
that's when you're not wearing any underwear.
Damn it! Are you serious?
Yeah. What do you mean? It's when guys don't wear underwear, so their balls are free.
Oh God! We are gonna close out my messy message.
Poop on potty.
You pooped on the potty? Would you look at that shit?
And I'm drinking my wine.
This is how we end a podcast with free balling.
Pee-pee on potty too.
You went pee-pee on the potty too? Oh my gosh.
Millie.
Go Millie.
Go Avery.
Go Millie. Go Millie. Go Millie.
Mama, why don't change me?
Okay, I'll be right there. All right, give me 2 seconds.
I want to.
Oh shit! I just scared the fuck out of myself.
Why?
Because I looked at the.
No.
The going good for me. I saw myself in the reflection and I thought that was like, you know,
Annabelle.
Like, okay.
What are you doing? Ew, there's a fly on my arm.
No, I'm telling you there was a gnat. Okay, I saw it. All right, so here. Okay. This is how we're closing this bitch out. I drank all my wine, so. Well, listen, on a real talk, with all the, I'm literally, my kid is bent over on a stool just showing me her ass. So this is mom life. I'm loving it for myself.
She's waiting for the wipe.
She is! How did you know?
I know, because I got
some. This is my messy message.
There's a stink bug.
And there's a stink bug.
Ooh, we love
And there was a gnat. That was definitely a gnat.
Fly.
Okay, that was a fly. Okay, 2 seconds. I am going to say this on a real talk matter. I don't know how the fuck I'm going to edit this. So maybe I'm just not, but thank you for joining this podcast. To all of you that are listening, I promise you it will get better. We have dreams of grandeur, not including free balls and shits and trauma and, well, trauma.
Pecker gnats.
And pecker gnats. And pecker gnats. Oh, God. Okay. But it was a really fun episode, but be prepared for some beautiful conversations and some really healing shit to happen with all of our trauma and our potty mouths. And I'm sorry, mom and daddy.
I'm sorry too, mom and daddy. Because I love y'all.
I love y'all too. But honestly, love you guys. It is time, and we will be back next week. It is a wrap. I love you, Haley Marie.
I love you too.
Mwah.